So now let me actually go into the details of how we're going to do point processing with an example. Here I've basically come up with an illustrative example using a small image, a small matrix here. Basically it's a 6 by 6, and if you notice it's filled in with various gray values or values from 0 to 255, 120 intensity value, 121, 122, 125, 126, and so on. Again, it's basically a small image. We can of course now to do point arithmetic, let's also consider another image, the second image which is shown here. So now I have two different images, image 1 and image 2. What I'm interested in is now doing a simple addition of the intensity values of these two images. So for example, take the first one and the second one and add it together. Here is what the result would look like. And again, just to kind of look at it, we can go through the math here. 120 plus 120 results in 240. 121 plus 121 results in 242, 244, 250, 252. Basically, again, these things are repeated, so they're just multiplied by 2 here. And you can see the same kind of impact here on this row. Let's actually look at this example of 140 and 140. Well, when you do these types of additions, the answer is 280. And similarly, 142 and 142 results in 284, and 143 and 143 times results in 286. So if you notice, there's an interesting problem here with these 3 pixels. All of their values are greater than 255. So we need to now actually do some other types of processes to help with this. Because one, I cannot, as we have learned about it, image can only have values from 0 to 255. So we need to start thinking about what to do with images when you start getting values like this. And part of the secret is to be able to kind of scale this up. So basically these values become 255, i.e. white, and the rest of them get reduced appropriately in the scale from whatever is the lowest value to the highest one to be able to capture the change of the ramp of the image. Same example, but now let's look at it in another direction. So again, I have the same 2 images, except now I'm going to subtract one from the other. So in this case, of course, if you notice, 120 subtracted by 120, so this whole column of pixels is 0. And similarly, since these 2 pixels are exactly the same, here again we get zeros. Except now you get an interesting problem here. So the values here are 11, 10, 13. Here are 151, 152, and 153, which basically means these are negative values. Again, remember from the example we looked at before, we can only have values from 0 to 255. I cannot have negative values. So these are black, which means that there are no information. So I want to replace these with zeros, but I will also have to do an adjustment on all of the other ones to go from 0 to 255. So in this case, the range would be, this is 0, this would be actually a very high number. So of course, either we could lose the information or still capture it by doing some sort of internal scaling of these images.